All right, let's be real for a second. When you hear the word journaling, what comes to mind? Probably like angsty diaries and stuff, right? Well, I want you to just toss that image out the window. Today, we are not talking about venting, we're talking about engineering. We're going to reframe journaling as a tool for debugging the most complicated and honestly, the most powerful machine you'll ever get to work on, your own brain.
So yeah, let's just get this out in the open right away. If you're anything like me, especially if you come from a technical background, the whole idea of journaling probably seems a little fluffy, unstructured, kind of inefficient. But what if I told you that that very perception, that's the bug? What if the idea that journaling is fluffy is actually a logic error in how we're thinking about the tool itself?
Okay, so this is the core idea, the big reframe. The bug is this belief that journaling is just for venting emotions. But the reality, it's so much more powerful. I want you to think of it as a systematic process. It's a tool for finding those pesky logic errors and those infinite loops that just get stuck running in our heads. This isn't about some vague emotional release. It's literally about debugging your own mental code.
So you might be thinking, okay, debugging my brain. Why is that even necessary? Well, it all boils down to a fundamental hardware limitation. See, our brains are amazing. They're super powerful, but they have a finite amount of working memory. Just think of it like the RAM in your computer. And that right there, that's where the trouble starts.
And this really captures it perfectly, doesn't it? Trying to keep all your thoughts, your projects, your worries, all of it just rattling around inside your head. It is exactly like running a brand new AAA video game, a code compiler, and like 50 Chrome tabs all at the same time. And you know what happens, right? The whole system just lags. It slows to a crawl. Everything becomes super inefficient. And look, this isn't just some clever metaphor. It's real. When your mental RAM gets clogged up with all those circular thoughts and unprocessed to-do lists, your actual processing speed, it just tanks. You literally can't think as clearly or solve new problems effectively because all your cognitive resources are already tied up. They're maxed out. So what's the fix? Well, we need to externalize the cache. And that, right there, is our new definition of journaling. It's the simple process of taking all those background tasks running in your head and offloading them to an external drive, like a notebook or a document. Because once those thoughts are out of your head and in front of you, you can actually see them. You can analyze them. And that's when you can finally start to find the bug.
Okay, that sounds good in theory, but how do we actually do it? We need a simple, structured process. We need a patch for our thoughts. And we're going to call it the bug report method.
Now, this is the key mindset shift. I want you to get the whole Dear Diary thing completely out of your head. Forget it. We are not doing that. We are filing a concise, clear, and actionable bug report. The goal here is clarity, 100%, not creativity. And the format is it's beautifully simple. It's just like a bug report you'd file at work. It has 3 parts. First up, the problem. You have to state the issue crystal clear, no vagueness. Second, the perceived cause. This is your hypothesis. Why do you think this is happening? And finally, number 3, the proposed fix. And this part is crucial. It has to be one specific, actionable step you can take.
All right, theory is great, but let's make this concrete. Let's actually walk through an example of a bug I think pretty much everyone has dealt with at some point. We're going to file our first bug report together right now.
Okay, here's a classic. The problem. Procrastinating on a major project. We've all been there. Now, the perceived cause. It's so easy to just write, I'm lazy, right? But that's not a useful diagnosis. The real bug is usually overwhelm. The project just feels so huge that you don't even know where to begin, and your brain just freezes. It's system paralysis. So the proposed fix isn't something useless like work harder. No, it's a targeted patch. Identify the single, smallest, first possible task, and just do that one thing today. That's it. That's how you debug the overwhelm.
Now, filing one bug report is great. It's a fantastic start. But the real game changer, the real unlock, is making this a habit. This isn't about just applying one-off patches when something breaks. This is about shifting to regular preventative system maintenance so you can stop those critical failures before they even start.
And when you do this consistently, the benefits are just huge. Seriously, you free up all that mental RAM, which means you can actually do deep, focused work again. Your overall processing speed gets better. You start to head off those system crashes, what we all call burnout. And maybe the coolest part? You start to build up a log file of your own thought patterns, which makes you a way more effective debugger of your own mind over the long haul. Look, if there's only one thing you take away from all of this, let it be this. Clearing your mental cache is not optional. It's not just a nice to have. To operate at your best and prevent a total system crash, you have to do it. I'm telling you, a 5-minute daily habit of this is one of the single highest leverage things you can possibly do for your own performance.
All right, the system is yours. You've got the tool. So the only real question left is, what's the first bug you're going to fix? And don't just, think about it for later. I mean, right now. Take 1 minute after this is over, file that first report, start your new maintenance routine today.